Dumelang and welcome everybody to officially the first episode of Stoned Queer, our podcast part of the space that we have created. And I think I did explain in Getting to Know Me what the concept initially was about before we went wild and we were having fun. So this is a samba episode. So if you see me in this yellow scarf, I was gonna go for black, but black is color manyora and has had a bad rep. And there's things we're gonna cover regarding the color. Black, white, blacker in morning, but it's a very powerful color, and just putting in some light because we're gonna be talking about a lot of somber stuff, a lot of scary stuff for queer individuals, especially queer women, queer black women in SA. But I think it affects us across the board. And I still haven't gotten my mic officially, so this is just chilling for aesthetics. I still need to figure out how to do my mixer, the mic, and everything else. But when you see this background, when you see the scarf, you definitely know that we are doing a true crime part of the space where we are either honoring or we are giving some light and some coverage of cases that are usually not covered. But let us get into today's episode of why we're here. It's gonna be a short one because unfortunately for queer crime and queer inflictions of crime, not a lot of coverage is seen, and not a lot of resolve is found, not a lot of closure is found. We just die like, I don't know, not even dogs. I think dogs also have a bad rep, but we just die, and it's I guess the statistics count, and we get remembered in the month of June. Oh yes, and I forgot to say, so that is why in SA we double celebrate Pride Month, because we go with the June one, that's international, and then in October, because that was officially our first March in SA. But let us get into today's episode. Today's episode is based on Nontokozo Caroline Motloung, a 26 or 27-year-old woman from Vereeniging, which is the south of Johannesburg in the Vaal region of Gauteng here in South Africa. Nontokozo was last seen at her home by her mother on a day where she was helping her mother out with the house chores and cooking for her and just tending to her ailments because her mother was sick on that specific day, which was the 14th of May in 2022. Yes, 2022. So she went out with a friend, a male friend, on that particular day where she was last seen by her family. She went out with this friend and they were basically going to groove. It was a lovely time, and that was the last person that saw her alive or that was seen with her alive. And they went, they jammed, and we don't know what happened after that, but her family went to the Deur police station where the Valtonians say who useless basically go to Deur because this case was, nothing has been happening. I'm not finding any sources of what is currently happening with this case today in Gregorian 2023. But the family went on the 18th of May, Hulobula Casey, of a missing person. And when they saw that they're not getting much help from the people of the law, the upholders of the law, or as my friends and I call them, the slave hunter, they got no joy from that. So they decided we're gonna rally the community and we're gonna search for this person. So no, there's not a lot of information on her. I tried finding background information on her, but she was born to a mother, Josephine Motloung. Not a lot is mentioned about her father, but it seems like it is a single raising parent, especially because she carries a name, but I could be wrong. Maybe the people that did know her personally can also maybe highlight to us what kind of a person she was. But from the pictures that we see, she's just banned. She just looks like a cool individual, or bare minimally, she was another human being, a melanated being. we are really not taking care of each other as melanated people. However, I digress. So she was born to a mother, Josephine, in an informal settlement, go Tepisong, or they had settled there, go Tepisong, which is in the Vereeniging region. Hence, they had to go open their case within jurisdiction Yabona. By to Deur, they don't get much joy. They decided to rally the community, and they were searching for the community when they cornered this guy that she was last seen with, her male friend. She was, well, it's different sources, but apparently directed them to where they could find this body. So it might not be the friend that she was with, but this person seemingly knew where she was last seen, and they directed the family or the searchers to the shack of the person that she was last seen with, where blood spatters and traces of blood were found in his shack. And those who don't know what a shack is, but it's like a shanty town. It's it can be made out of different materials, but here in SA we basically make it out of zinc sheeting, and you construct a house. So basically when it's hot outside, it's very hot. When it's cold outside, it's very cold. And just Google what a shack is. So anyway, they find traces of blood in the shack, but the shack dweller is not there. So they continue searching some more, and they find her in a bush, which was found by her brother. Unfortunately, or rather sadly so, was found by her brother, recognized her by her feet, and the state that they found her in was not pleasant for any human to witness, for a family member, a sibling. I hear sibling loss is one of the worst things a person can experience. But her brother recognized her ka Mautu, and when they saw her body, scavengers in the fields like rats had already feasted on her body, and her throat was, I don't know what words I can use or cannot use, but her throat was cut, her hands were broken. It was just a horrible state to find her body in. And then we go back to the mother. The mother got in communication with journalists who are advocates for the LGBTQIA++ community in the Vaal region, where she spoke how she got word of how this guy, this friend of hers, I think friend is also used very loosely, or we are just very trusting of our friends as females. But I will close off with that. But however, her mom is reported in saying that this guy wanted to find out if she's male or female. Okay, you find out what she is, and then what? And then what? Like, like, why do people feel entitled to information that has nothing to do with you? Number one. Number two, to people's bodies. Like, people's bodies are not supposed to be a crime scene. I was actually telling somebody today, Hore, like, I want to maybe study psychology to understand like the workings of a brain, because this is really an outcry, and I'm starting these episodes. I thought I'd wait for Pride Month, but I'm starting this episode in reverence to Women's Month, which is the Gregorian August. And for queer individuals, we don't get to cover this a lot, or there's not enough information. Like I'm saying, Hore, it seems like a dead end. I'm searching on these case platforms where you can find cases, but clearly it looks like it's gone cold, and maybe Vaal, they can tell us what are the developments there. Is it just another case, cold case, or you're gone, you're unalived, and to think she's a 27-year-old woman is yeah, it's painful to say the least. You know, they hadn't even seen much of life. They haven't done much, you know, and the only crime is, I guess, being who they are, you know. And since 1990 up until now, we would be expecting that a lot of changes have come, but I think with visibility came even crazier challenges where it's not curbing anything, you know. We still missing collectively. We need to work together, or to, you know, like, I think there's gonna be a lot I'm gonna cover where I know, like, in conscious spaces, this has been a cry for me, where I'm invalidated because I'm a queer individual, and I guess my opinion doesn't matter. And yeah, I think we need to remember that Google is a search engine where we put information there, but I see research per se, you know. But yeah, man, that is a very short case of Nontokozo Caroline Motloung. May she rest in peace. May her blood speak eventually, you know. I don't know what resolve in this case. I guess I don't experience a lot of death, but I do experience moments where I'm fearful, you know, like, especially kokasi, where I definitely know, like, I don't trust anybody. I don't trust anything. I remember in high school, this friend of mine was telling me about some girl from her hood where she had a bunch of friends. Well, everybody knew that she was a girl, and yeah, she decided to just, I guess, come into her sexuality and dress how she wants to dress, I guess, in a masculine representing way. And yeah, her group of friends, or a gang of friends, scheme so high, that decided, I didn't go tabing. This is in Mamelodi. I didn't go tabing, or whatever it is. And when they get there, they gang art her, they gang S8 her, I guess, to gay her. I don't know, man, where's the logic? But yeah, in condolences to the family, in respect, and in honoring probably somebody, we don't even know what she was going to become, but in honoring this queen that was cut short of her life. Yeah, happy Women's Month. I just wish it gets better eventually for somebody's, I guess. But yeah, I hope a collective healing for us as a people. Hope for healing for her family. I don't even know, how do you heal losing a family member? I don't know how you heal losing a child. I don't know that pain, but from a stranger, sending major love, major lights. May she rise in power. May her blood speak.